Well, I have been working a bit again on this engine. Now, I was waiting on parts. Apparently, since that whole COVID debacle, it's impossible to get anything these days. At least around here. They got me. 2 of my bearings just came in, and I'm waiting for the right size locking collars. Got it like this, but this is like a 7/8, 1 inch or something. I need a 5/8. But yeah, so I've honed the inside of it quick. It's nice, it's smooth, but the blades will actually clear it. Now I'm just ready to stack and assemble the compression side, and then I'll disassemble this and I'll see how it sits inside the engine, and free spool it and see how that goes. Then I'll work on my fuel system, which is currently here. As you can see it a little better now. It's assembled, little holes drilled and ready to go. So this will sit inside the shaft. That's basically just a little bushing. The shaft will spin on the inside of that, of course, and then my flame tube to prevent turbulent air from getting at my ignition. So I've also got valves in, assembled, and they're all self-tap screwed in, and then I just cut them flush on the inside so there's nothing impeding the rotation of the engine. So that's where I'm at so far. So this is the quick assembly of the shaft for inside the engine, which is sitting right back there. So we have our 3 intake fans. They're each gonna compress more so you get a lot of pressure, and then our 2 bearings, which will sit in the middle. So one plate will be about here, one plate will be about here, to keep everything even and balanced. Then we have our fuel line, which we just wrapped up out of the way for now, and of course our flame tube, and then our turbine at the back. So then the whole thing will spin and transfer force. Now, for now, I just got a large nut and a washer here. There'll be a lock collar that'll go on here with a set screw, so it pinches to the shaft so it stays put, and then I'm gonna just drill and tap into the lock collar to secure the blade to the collar, and I'm gonna do that on each one of these. So for now, I just put in little aluminum spacers. They're not staying there, and of course this one's getting replaced as well. I just needed something to set it, so the spacers are just there for temporary, just to get an idea how this thing's gonna sit and work. It'll spin this direction so that it scoops the air, drives it through the motor, comes into the flame tube and burn chamber, and well, the turbine takes care of the rest to create the propulsion we're looking for, hopefully. And all that fits inside of there. So I'm gonna go and put it in there, and I'll show you how that sits. So here it is with our valves that can open. They sit nice. We come here. And now we have our intake well sitting here. Of course, this is pretty cockeyed, but it won't be when we're done. And then you get your 3 blades, 1, 2, 3. They push air into the inlet, and then the shroud here, and then into here. We have our flame tube, and our turbine is sitting in on this end. And of course, the 2 plates have to be welded in. You can see the one right there. It'll be welded into place. And then at some point, you know, usually around startup, you need some source of ignition. So what I got here is an old barbecue igniter. So you just need a 9-volt battery and a piece of metal for it to arc over to. So basically, the flame tube itself is metal. Will be secured solidly to the backer plate, which is also steel, and this is steel. So this is going to get a hole drilled through right here or so that it comes to the flame tube and creates an arc right there, right at that fuel source. and that's going to be our ignition. Now, I did have a glow plug and stuff, but I figured on something like this, a little 9-volt battery kind of fits the equation better than a big old car battery. So this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to give it a go. Should work. I might put a second one, or even a plate or some kind of almost a heavy gauge wire inside, so that once it's going, just has the wire will kind of heat up like a toaster and then keep it burning evenly and consistently. I've seen a lot of guys make these and it blows the flame out, and that's not what I want. So I might just create like a glowing rod in there without any electricity, just from the heat, so that it just kind of keeps everything burning. But that's kind of where I'm at right now, so I can just take this whole thing out and show you as it comes out. 1, 2, 3. Bearing, plate, another bearing, and then the turbine. So the whole thing. It's just pretty cool. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and yeah, I just gotta make the cowling that goes over here so that the air obviously doesn't just go away. And that's what I'm going to make next. So now that it's ready, I need to do that.